No problem. Hello, everyone. This is Ibi here from Behind the Firewall podcast. And today we have with us Jordan and Danielle from Recruitech. So this is the first time and the first sort of video cast or whatever you want to call it that I'm doing. So I'm really excited because Jordan and myself, we go back quite a bit, and I'm sure he'll tell you as well, like we started off in a similar sort of time frame, and to see us sort of grow together in this fashion is really, really good. And so I thought, let's get him on. He's got a wealth of experience, and we'll just have a bit of fun to talk about some of the issues and just have a bit of a laugh as well. So Jordan, Danielle, go ahead. You might as well just reintroduce yourselves and go from there. Go on, Jordan. Let's see what you're.
I'm Jordan Edwards. I'm the Managing Director of Recruitech Limited. As Ibi just said, we have started similar times. I think maybe a couple of months apart. Maybe you're a bit longer than me. I was our company's birthday has just gone. It was February 19th, 2019. Wow. I set up. Wow. I started planning in the October 2018, but I officially registered and became live around the February time. It's kind of just started from me being in my box room at home with a laptop to now having an office with some staff, and we're looking to move offices soon to expand. So yeah, we are growing steadily. As yourself as well. So that's me, and this is Danielle. I'll let Danielle introduce herself.
How long have you been with Recruitech? Actually, just go ahead. I butt in quite often, don't I? Go ahead. How long have you started? Like, since when did you start with Recruitech itself?
So I'm the business relationship manager. I've actually only been with Recruitech for almost 2 months now, so relatively new. Really new.
That's really, really good. Really new. And how are you finding, like, sort of, were you in more the recruitment sector before, or not really, and this is sort of the new thing for you?
Previous to this role, no, recruitment, recruitment a little bit maybe. My background is operations management, so a little bit different, but also a little bit similar, I suppose. So a lot of the skills are pretty similar that we use, so they're transferable into this type of industry. So
yeah, right. You know, it's all about those sort of transferable skills that you can bring through into various industries. It gives you a great scope and allows you to broaden your horizon as well. And what's it like working with Jordan? Tell the truth,
No, it's good. It's all good. It's really good. Yeah. There's loads of benefits to mention to working here, so it's fantastic.
Yeah, and sort of like when you started out with Recruitech, and in the industry, like it's a new industry, but obviously you're transferring some of the skills and experience, then did it work out to be like sort of how you imagined for it to be, or was it slightly different in different areas?
A little bit different, I suppose, and I think that's purely down to the way that Jordan is and the way that Jordan runs a business. So it's a good thing, and the way he runs it is completely different to what I had expected. Hearing about recruitment from other people, but it's a fantastic way to do it. It's a really good, nice environment. Everyone gets along really well, so yeah, it's good.
Fantastic. And Jordan, like, since you've started to expand, and what's your sort of main challenges that you seem to be facing internally? Because obviously, doing recruitment for companies that are external, that your clients, is it any different to doing it for yourself, or is it the exact same process?
You mean from when I'm hiring my staff?
Yeah.
To be honest, I believe I'm a strong people person, and I believe the way people carry themselves wins over everything, and that kind of follows within recruitment. If you carry yourself with determination and have something a bit about yourself, you're going to go far in recruitment.
Got you.
I look at someone not if they can source a candidate or they can bag a client, but how they work as how they are as a character. And that is it's a big thing for me, that you can teach anybody skills, but you can't teach someone human behaviors.
Yeah, you're right.
And we've got, some people have been, some people, but people are still here. And we kind of at the moment are making a core team, and the core team is working extremely well. We kind of bounce off each other. Not one of us do anything exactly the same, but we all do it incredibly well. And I have actually mentioned to my team themselves, and I've said, look, I'm going to find it hard. I think the more we expand, to find people with the same characteristics as us, because it's kind of just happened naturally.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I think recruitment is a skill, and you can teach a skill. Resilience is part of that. And I kind of want, when my next hires are going to be coming on board, I want my team here now to have that say if they want this next person to come in this team, because there's a lot more to what we do than just recruiting people. And it's having that chemistry and being able to work with us, and having that unique point about yourself, where you can carry yourself in a good manner. Because if we're looking for a type of person that can come on board and not just fit with us, but fit with our clients. Because if you fit with us, you can easily fit with our clients.
Yeah,
we know their expectations, and I've got similar expectations to my clients as well. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's amazing. And so, I'm quite curious, right? Because for myself, I'm starting to learn a lot more about recruitment, about HR, about the way that staff behave in in offices compared to at home, and us running the IT side, the broadband 9 IT side, we're trying to figure out the best approach and how things work and what's the most efficient sort of model. So, and we've learned a lot in sort of 2020, 21, because of the pandemic. So how has that affected you with the recruitment aspect of it, and what sort of changes have you seen in the industry that would sort of benefit others as well when they're hearing?
So as someone who used to be in IT myself, and I was a technical consultant, I seen both sides of the fence, and I've seen the struggles that IT MSPs such as yourselves had when recruiting decent staff. I wanted to try and make that change when I started recruiting for the industry that I'd say I'm an expert in. I see recruitment as a process, just like in IT, there is processes for everything.
Yeah.
And I think following through with that, I'm kind of applying a lot of IT methodologies into the recruitment process.
Yeah.
I see now with clients, with COVID and everything, I think a lot of realization is the hybrid working model, of how you can get a developer in Germany to do a project in London or whatever country it is.
And it's much more accepted for clients, isn't it, for something like that now?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think there's still going to be a lot of teething problems over the next 2 years, but now we're seeing the exit of COVID. We're going to see the teething troubles of people trying to get people back into the office. But they're going to have a rude awakening because there's going to be such a divide, and it's for companies now to adapt. And I'd say about 80% of people that I know are adapting, but there's still going to be 20% who are very hard office based and they want people back in. And I think that's where they're going to struggle, because why would candidates want to go somewhere where they're so hard on being in the office, where there's other companies offering hybrid or full-time work from home? You have to adapt to the climate. And this is what COVID has enforced with recruitment and of new staff. And I think it's going to be a very interesting couple of years for sure. Now things are coming. Now we're coming out of COVID. It's going to be uncharted territory that I think we're all going to have an awakening to.
Yeah, and have either of you like seen an increase in requests from those who are looking for work to say that, look, we want to work from home, either part-time or full-time, and if the job that we're applying for isn't able to cater for that, then we're not really interested in applying. Have you seen some like a trend like that maybe?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot at the moment that are expecting a minimum of hybrid. There is quite a few that are asking to be purely from home. But I think the minimum expectation currently is that it would be the offering of hybrid at least as a minimum.
Yeah, and I presume employers have also seen this trend, which has forced them to rethink their sort of model when it comes to the way that they want management to be done, and tools to be able to monitor and allocate tasks to their staff. And there's this whole thing about trusting your staff as well, being able to work from home, for example. You can't obviously have a camera just there, pointing at them to watch them work. So it's that whole trust element. And so I don't know if you have ever seen sort of some employers not being able to bring it within themselves to trust employees as such, and how do they sort of go about reconfiguring their own mindset really, and the culture of the company to overcome that challenge?
I think this might be a bit of a bold comment to say, but I think it's kind of weak management.
Okay.
If you can't trust your employees to
exactly,
work from home or anywhere. I know my staff here, they can work home if they want, whatever, but they choose to come in the office. It's all local for them, and we got on fine, but that's their choice. I think if I ever got to the point where I didn't trust my staff to work from home, I think I'd be questioning my own management skills, and not just their authenticity in their work ethic. I think it's a two-way street.
Yeah,
and I think you need to really analyze yourself and your staff if you're at the point where there's a strong you must have a very solid reason of why you want people in the office every day, and it's usually a negative reason if the only reason why is that you just want to keep tabs on them.
Yeah, exactly. And I think from an employer's point of view, if their sole requirement is that they come into the office, then they're sort of blacklisting a whole load of potential good workers for and skills to work for to work in their favor. So I think the shift is definitely massive, and we've seen it go through that way. It's more about I think now, correct me if I'm wrong, because you guys live and breathe the recruitment aspect of things, but if an employer isn't willing to onboard staff who want to work either in a hybrid or work from home, then their quality of potential future employees may start to deteriorate purely because of the availability of, I don't know if that's how it works as such.
Yeah, you are totally right. I mean, it's like they end up fishing in a pond instead of the sea. If they really, you can only go so far when you recruit local. I think me and you had a discussion as well about projects and things, didn't we? About contractors and so forth, and in terms of how well can you deliver a project? So you're going to wait, if you need a project delivered by X time, are you really going to go out of your way to really scrape the barrel locally? Or are you going to use, and you take advantage of the whole of the UK or beyond in Europe to finish this project in time and even get a better option of good candidates? That's how I see it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think as well, obviously we talked about, there is some aspects where you need local if it's customer facing and if it's,
Yeah, like a shop, you know.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, yeah. Or even a service desk, I think, for example, because even on a service desk, some service desk guys have clients that they might need to go out to site now and again. And obviously you can't get someone in New Zealand to go out to a site to go and change a router or something. It's just not feasible. But as far as, there's a lot of things in IT now where it just doesn't need to be in office. And I think everyone's going to adapt to it. Otherwise, your competitor, if they don't, their competitors are going to beat you, and they're gonna take business from you, and that's how I see it.
I saw a really cool post on I can't remember if it was a LinkedIn or if it was Twitter, and he was saying that their strategy of recruitment is very, very easy. Whenever any of their competitors make a post about coming back to the office kind of thing, they reach out to all the employees of that company and tell them, work for us and you'll work from home forever. And even so they were like, that's our strategy, and we've just got loads for people like that. And I guess I guess they're capitalizing on sort of their competitors saying, come to the office. And now that people have sort of got used to working from home, they found the benefit, the productivity hasn't decreased, that myth of, oh, I'm going to work from home, I'm not going to be able to work better. And if anything, you come to the office in the morning, you spend, I don't know, so much minutes making this brew and talking to people, having a natter. Yeah, it helps. And I think there needs to be that sort of that fine balance between social work and actual producing the output of work, and they're both needed. And so long as a person is trusted to do that, they're empowered, and they can adequately do it, then definitely that there isn't an issue whatsoever. I actually saw there was a company not so long ago where they fired loads of employees over Zoom, and it caused a big sort of controversy. Now, with this sort of things, have you guys had to sort of deal with any sort of disciplinaries and advise in that way? Have you seen any trends as such with sort of the way that people are let go?
Personally, no. I've actually, thankfully in a way, because it's never a nice thing. But I've heard some stories. I heard a story not long ago. I can't remember it was on LinkedIn or it might have been in the paper. An employee, his performance wasn't the best apparently,
right?
And they fired him over Zoom, and moments later he ended his life.
Yeah, I saw that. That's tragic. That's really tragic. Yeah.
And it
makes you think, doesn't it? Like, how
it does. How do you approach those situations? And there's not performing, and that you don't know someone's mental health could be deteriorating with that as well. And there's a way to do it, and I think over Zoom is quite cruel. I think there's a way to go around it, and I think it's a face-to-face thing, and then reassurance afterwards, and say, look, it's just not working out, but maybe we can help you even find another job. There's people who have left here, and I've even offered to help them find another job because it wasn't working out with them.
Yeah.
And I'll support that.
Yeah,
there's no need to end it in like punishing them. They're being
terms.
Punished off about being let go. Yeah, exactly. There's just no need for it. And
it isn't.
It could be quite tough, but thankfully for us personally as a business, we haven't really had to deal with anything as bad as that. Thankfully, I'm sure probably somewhere along the line we will get some. We will hear some things, because at the end of the day, our care of candidates doesn't finish when they are just placed and they start the job. It goes on for quite a long time throughout that, to check in on them and to make sure things are okay. And it's in our interest, and it's in their interest. It's our duty of care, just to make sure they are okay. And that's one of the things that we do. I think looking after your employees is number one, with everything, whether it's negative or positive. And I've said to each of the girls that work here, I've said, look, I think my business is important to me. Okay. This is work for you, but your lifestyle needs to fit in with the business, but also I'm giving you the opportunity for the business to fit around your lifestyle, and that they can manage their day. I mean, one of my members of staff here, she comes in after the school run, she goes home before the school run, and she never has to worry for childcare. If in the school holidays, she works from home through all the school holidays, and it works. I let them manage their own diaries, and the level of
commitment, loyalty, productivity, all
the
of
productivity is second to none with them, and I'd be lost without them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I value everything that they do.
Wow.
And I thank them all the time for everything that they do, because they're helping expand my business, and the least employees can do, if you treat them right, they will stay, and they won't want to go anywhere else. And I try to make their lifestyle and their family commitments come first. And
now Danielle, this is recorded, so you can use this against him when he says no to your holiday requests now. So
yeah.
Like I actually, funnily enough, right, I'll tell you something, right? I went on Eventbrite, I think it was Eventbrite or something, and came up with the title Business Health Matters. So I thought, right, okay, it's to do with business, and it's to do with finance and the health and whatever, right? So it was local. It was only in Rosendale, and so our office is based in Haslington. So I went over. Now, and I didn't read the description of it. I thought it's only a couple of hours. I'm going to go there. It's a bit of a networking event. I saw a few people who I already know, and even two of my clients were there as well. And it was a small group. And obviously here, everyone knows each other anyway. So I went there. I'm like, hello, sit down. And it was about well-being and sort of joining the gym and these things and your mental health. And I was like, all right, okay. I didn't expect it, but that really opened my eyes up. And they were actually telling us about the statistics of how many employees sort of lose time, and the effects of sickness pay, and all these things against a business. And the way to mitigate that is literally be a people's person, and be with them and help them and support them, and go out for sort of walks and organize activities. And the importance of that is underrated, especially in companies or industries who are just solely focused on output and getting the most out of their employees. But they fail to realize that when was the last time we had a 20-minute chat with one of our workers? We sat down, how's it going, anything you want to mention, how's this, how's that, and just to let things out. And you're right, it is solely the productivity of an employee does depend on their happiness. Like I wrote a post today before this, in sort of about an hour ago or something like that, because I was just thinking about it, it was floating in my mind. And if your manager or your boss shows genuine interest in what you do and how you are, and being able to help you, obviously you're going to then give that back in ways that like out of box thinking, being more efficient, thinking of better improvements. Otherwise you're going to be thinking, I just need to get home quickly and forget about this place. So you're right. And I think throughout the pandemic, it has really forced employers, whether they like it or not, to become more of a people's person, because they found that being stuck working from home out against the employee's will is detrimental to their mental health. If they don't want to work from home, and they find it stuck. So doing other activities around it, making sure the social distancing, that we don't really use that term as much anymore. In the past, they were all done. So it made employees think outside the box of, how can I really make sure that my worker, my staff member, my team is happy, and still getting that sort of moral support. So you're absolutely right, and this has become more of a topic, more of a realization, and more of something to actively think about when looking at staff reviews and things like that.
I think if someone feels valued rather than just a number, the productivity that you'll receive from them, and the longevity of employment as well, that'll always be at its peak, won't it? Without that, the staff turnover will be massive. It'll just be a quick turnover, and the negative effects that has on a business is not very good, is it really? So I think to be valued as a member of staff, I mean, Jordan's even just talking about health and well-being. He's just introduced fruit baskets and decided to get us all gym memberships. So something that we can all do together or separately to help improve ourselves and our own health and mental health and well-being. So
absolutely. And it's things like these that will make you, Danielle, you know, feel valued, feel part of the team, and make you feel included inside it. And if you, you know, feel like you are obviously appreciated, as Jordan definitely, you know, does feel that, as well as the rest of the team, then, you know, the quality of your sort of work and your commitment and everything, you know, will obviously naturally increase without you even having to make an effort. And work won't be work; it'll just be fun to do, and you'll enjoy it. And I think that's, you know, an aim, I guess, you know, for all businesses. I don't know though if it's easier doing it in a smaller staff count business than it is doing it in a larger staff count business, purely because, you know, larger businesses, to implement a change or a mindset, it takes a lot longer. So I don't know, with some of your clients, if you have seen a shift in the way that they're now supporting their employees even more with things like gym memberships and fruit baskets, which are, you know, both great ideas and great things to introduce into a company.
I think that it's passed down, isn't it? If there's a change, especially a big change within a company, if the staff is in its thousands there, it'd be very hard to, Jordan can do the gym membership pretty easily. Like you said, it's a smaller team and the fruit baskets, but I think within a business that has got thousands of employees, for example, it's changing, and that change has got to come down from above. So the people then will see it from the middle management will see it from above them. So I think that it will take a little bit longer, but nothing is impossible.
Yeah, absolutely. And with this mindset now the change is coming from the top, right? That this is beautiful, this is great. And as more companies are starting to do this and starting to realize this, like, imagine if everyone was on this sort of same wavelength and they understood the importance of these, you know, this sort of aspect of employment, then how much of a happier workforce would Lancashire be? How much of a happier workforce would Northwest or the whole of England, the whole of UK be? You know, the effect of it would be great, and that will definitely have a great positive impact on not just the economy, but the way that the UK sort of works when it comes to the UK workforce, really. And that's the ultimate aim, isn't it? Every little counts.
I think with a lot of it is you're getting different types of characters within industries, and I think that there is still a lot of dinosaurs out there that are refusing to evolve. And it's, you know, it's changed so much, not just in the past 2 years, 3 years, but I mean, in the past 30 years, how it was in 1990 to the early noughties to mid noughties and then so forth. It's developing. The generation of people are changing, and I think this, with all the technology, I think it's more innovative that, you know, that people are coming up with new ideas, new fun ways to work. It doesn't have to be all suits and briefcases and dead on at 9 and finish at 5, like, or what's he called, Ford, determined in the early 1930s. It's changing a lot, and I think it is for the better. Definitely. That people have got so many opportunities out there to be and whatever they want, to be an entrepreneur, to really channel their skill set in any industry that they want. And I think people are the biggest resource with that. And I've reached out to some other recruitment companies, and there's a couple that I do speak to regularly who are in the same industry as me, and I don't see them as competitors. I see them as a resource.
Yeah.
There's enough water out there for all of us to drink.
Yeah, absolutely.
it's the greed that I see on others, and it's like nobody's a threat to me. I don't see anybody as a threat. I see them as a resource, and and I think trying to transition people out of that mindset to there's enough for everyone, it's quite hard. So I think we're going to get there slowly. It's going to take a long time, but it's
so long as we're facing the right direction, I guess, isn't it? Even if we go 1 mile per hour, 2 miles per hour, whatever, but so long as we're facing the right direction, we know that this is that there are dinosaur sort of employers out there, as the term is, and hopefully they improve on their outlook and their understanding and realization of how these things are affecting the whole landscape for the economy, especially when it comes to employment and going forward. But that's really, really insightful, really interesting. I've learned a lot today, especially from obviously Danielle's experience with sort of management and knowing that it needs to come from the top. And obviously, Jordan, your infinite wisdom when it comes to being able to look after your employees. And definitely these things are important and should be talked about more, should be pushed more. And I guess, it's a win-win for everyone. And this has been a great experience for me as well. I think I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this is my first ever sort of podcast video thing that I'm going to now push out on the website and on social media as well. And hopefully this conversation that we've had between the three of us, other people are able to pick up and realize and understand the importance of the few topics that we've sort of discussed. And so I'm really, really appreciative of your time, Jordan, and we'll catch up soon. I think we've got another meeting booked in for other stuff, IT stuff, and collaboration as well. And Danielle, it's been such a pleasure to meet yourself here as well, and welcome to the team, isn't it, as you say? So
thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Excellent.
So any final words, anything like that? Maybe how do people get in touch with you? Your website, your telephone? I'll put them in links anyway. I'll put them in.
Yeah, sure. So our handles on LinkedIn, well, mine's Jordan Edwards. Danielle is Danielle Millington. You can reach the office number on 0161 523 2420. We predominantly work in IT because that's our niche. But we also work with civil engineering, construction, HR, marketing, recruitment. So if you are a candidate looking for your next role, or are you a client in need of some new staff, please get in touch with us and we will give you a unique bespoke service that you haven't had before.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I hope that's okay. Anything you want to add, Danielle, before we I press the close button and
no. It's been lovely speaking to you. Thank you.
Oh, no, it's been a pleasure for myself as well. I'm really pleased, that we came on this, and it's great speaking to you both. So thank you very much. This is Ibi from Behind the Firewall, and we'll hopefully see you again. I've got another one booked. So we'll see if we can push that one out too. And it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone.
Bye now.
Bye.